Hello everyone and welcome to Tonic. Today's class looks at the hips, sacrum, abdomen, and inner thighs. This is a great class for runners and cyclists. We'll get started in Shavasana. Come lying down onto the mat. Begin to focus on your breath. So nice, slow, deep breath. Airplane your arms out to the sides, bending at the knees. Begin to walk the feet in towards the glutes. Shift your hips a little bit to the right side of the mat. Slowly lower your knees to the left. Finding a nice deep twist in the low spine. Try to keep both shoulders pinning evenly into the mat. If you need to, you can slide a block or a pillow underneath the outer left thigh. And this will put a little stopping point on this twist. If it's available to you, you might try tilting your chin over towards the right shoulder. These postures are being held from about 2 minutes to maybe 2.5 minutes. If you require more out of this, then press stop on your computer and pause here. As you breathe up and down the spine, make sure that the breath is fluid and smooth. So even though you're twisting, try to fill the belly completely and exhale completely. If the mind starts to wander in your postures, visualize your thoughts as clouds in the sky. And as the breath moves through your body, so does the wind blow the clouds away. And eventually you'll start to see that clear blue sky of the mind. Start to unwind the body, slowly bringing your hips back to center. And then shifting your hips a little towards the left side of your mat, lower both knees to the right. Settle into your pose, and then focus once again on your breath. On your next exhale, unwinding from this pose, bring your knees back to center. Taking knee circles, draw both knees into your chest. Flatten your low back to the floor. And begin to make complete circles with your knees, moving clockwise and then counterclockwise. This movement lubricates the hip joints, and it also relaxes the lower back. Coming into reclined butterfly, bring the soles of the feet together and allow your knees to extend outward. You can modify this by sliding blocks or pillows underneath the outside of your thighs or the outer knees. Maybe you cactus your arms out to the side and begin to stretch the fingertips slightly towards the back of the room. Breathe slowly and fully. Feel your sacrum move with the breath. Slowly begin to release. Bring the knees together, bringing it into happy baby. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe you rock back and forth a little bit here, massaging the back muscles into the mat. And you can either hold the backs of your thighs here or hold on to the outside of your feet. The soles of the feet press to the sky as you gently pull your feet towards your shoulders, drawing your knees in towards the ribs. A modification of this would be to bring the heels together into more of a butterfly on your back. You might allow the body a little bit of movement here by swaying back and forth or straightening and rebending the legs. Even in the stillness of our poses, there's still fluidity. Stay connected to your breath. This isn't our usual typical shallow breathing that we use when we go about our day. This breath is very focused, very concentrated, and in part, it is the work that we do in this practice. So fill the body with your breath and exhale completely. Slowly begin to release on your exhale. Moving into Reclined Pigeon, cross your right ankle to the left thigh, slightly above your left knee. Keep your right foot flexed to protect the knee. If it's available, you might interlace your hands behind the left thigh, hugging the legs in, or in front of the left shin. Just make sure that the shoulders and the back of the head rest into the mat. Another option would be to slide a block underneath your left foot, or simply keep the left foot into the ground. Listen to your hip, never pushing things too far before you're ready to take it there. Breathe deeply and feel into your right hip. Imagine pulling the four corners of your upper body down into the mat, and allow your tailbone to press toward the back body. Connect to your breath. Begin to release, lowering the left foot to the ground if it was lifted. Uncross the right leg, moving to the other side, crossing left ankle to the right thigh. Left foot stays flexed, and either keeping the right foot into the ground on a block, interlacing your hands behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. This pose is very relaxing and grounding. Taking one more breath. And then releasing, uncross the left leg. Airplane your arms out to the sides and extend the legs up towards the ceiling for open leg twists. Open your legs out to the sides, knees straight. Flex your feet and push into the heels. Begin to lower your right leg until it touches the floor next to you. Slowly bring left leg over to join it. Try to line up the edges of the feet. So we'll do this again. And this time, bring a block or a bolster or a rolled up blanket to the right side of you. Legs in a wide V. Exhale, lower the right leg down to the floor. Slowly allow the left leg to join it. This is the rhythm. Lift left leg, right leg follows. As you slowly lower the left leg to the ground, right leg continues to follow, maybe getting the feet to line up. And you'll move back and forth like this. So leading with the right leg, lower it to the ground, left leg follows. And take it to the other side, leading with the left leg, right leg follows. You'll maintain that wide V positioning of the legs. And this is excellent for tonifying the abdominals. One more time, take it over to the right. And bring both legs up. Bend the knees. Take a moment to windshield wiper the knees back and forth, releasing any tension in the low back. Rolling to one side, make your way to a seated position. Coming into diamond pose, bring the soles of your feet together. Keep your heels away from the groin. So unlike butterfly, the feet are slightly away from your upper body. You might use a bolster, a pillow, blocks, anything to support the body as you fold forward over the legs. Be as creative as you need to be. Maybe stacking a blanket over the tops of your thighs, in the crease of your hips, or bringing a block to your feet. I like to slide my hands underneath my calves and hold onto my feet. This helps to draw the body down a little bit further. And as you fold here, think about lengthening the front of your torso. In this demonstration, I've also placed a block underneath the outer blades of my feet, and then worked my arms underneath the legs, holding onto the block, bowing forward. Just make sure you do you. We're here for about 2 more breaths. And begin to release. Come out of the pose by drawing into your core, tucking your tailbone and gently lifting to an upright position. Bring the soles of the feet to the ground, bend your knees, hands behind you, windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Allow the low spine to gently twist as you sway. Coming into an open leg forward fold. So widen the legs into a V. You might need to lift up a little bit and slide forward through the heels. Since we're folding forward, I always remove the fleshy bits out from under me, meaning I slide my glutes back a little bit. So keep the spine upright as you fold. Extend your tailbone toward the back body and tilt your pelvis to accentuate the natural curve in your sacrum. Crawl the hands forward. Use a bolster or a folded blanket if you need to. Work to find your edge and breathe through. So as you inhale, feel the natural lengthening in your spine. And as you exhale, soften a little bit deeper into the pose. If your knees are slightly bent, that's fine. It's actually more important to lengthen your spine in this position and not hunch around your back. Remember, this pose looks differently to different people. You might be high up on your hands, simply tilting the pelvis and leaning forward. Maybe you take a hold of your legs or your shins. So play around with this stretch and see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. One more breath. And exhaling, begin to release. Walk the hands behind you. Shimmy or shake the legs in. Bend the knees. Take another moment to windshield wiper the knees back and forth. We're bringing it into double pigeon. You'll begin in an easy sitting cross-legged pose. Place the left shin directly over the right shin. Try to align the shins, one on top of the other. If there's a space between your top knee and your bottom foot, slide a pillow, a rolled up blanket, towel, or block underneath the knee. Ideally, top knee is stacked over bottom foot. Top foot is stacked over bottom knee. If double pigeon is not part of your practice, there's an alternative you can take instead. Come into a cross-legged position. You can draw a bolster or a blanket or a pillow in front of you and fold forward. This is ideal if you've ever had a hip injury or you're recovering from anything that might have caused an issue in your hips. Just remember to switch legs. So as we hold in double pigeon, I'll cue when to switch the legs. So either starting in your double pigeon or your cross-legged position, begin to walk the hands forward out in front of you. Your spine is extended in either position. Press the tailbone to the back body. Exhale slowly and inhale completely. We're here for about 2 more breaths. On your exhale, release. Rise up. Uncross the legs. Take a moment to windshield wiper the knees. Straighten the legs. Wiggle the feet. Maybe you circle out the ankles for a moment. And we'll bring it into the other side. So either coming into your double pigeon with the right shin stacking over the left shin, right knee over left foot, right foot over left knee, or crossing alternate leg in your easy seated pose. Keep the spine lengthened as you walk the hands forward as far as is available to you. Last 2 breaths. Exhale, release. Rise up through the upper body, uncross the legs, windshield wiper the knees or straighten them out. Give them a little shake, pointing and flexing the feet or circling the ankles, and then come make your way onto the hands and the knees. Begin to work into your cat-cow, arching the spine, Inhale, tilt the tailbone, and exhale, rounding the back. Tuck chin, tuck tailbone. Allow yourself to get lost in the fluidity of this motion, riding the wave of the breath as you move. Bringing it into dragon or lizard on the right side. Step your right foot forward to the outside of the right hand, right along the side of your mat. You might need to shift the left knee back a bit. Optional, resting your hands on top of a block, or you can keep your hands planted into the mat. You might stay here. If you'd like to deepen the pose, work your way onto your forearms. Extend from the pelvis to your heart and try to keep your hips square to the front of the mat. Lengthen your spine. Hug the core. Last 2 breaths. You've got this. Slowly ease your way out, coming onto the hands, shifting the hips back slightly. Take your right knee back to meet your left knee. Bring it into your rock pose, knees together, fold your body over the thighs, maybe reaching back for the outer blades of your feet or your heels. Allow your forehead to rest into the mat. Strongly round through the upper back, separating the shoulder blades away from one another. Exhale, stretch the arms out, lift your body, roll forward into tabletop for lizard or dragon on the other side. Step the left foot forward towards the outside of your left hand. Both hands are on the inside of the left foot. Again, you might need to scooch the right knee back a little bit. Maybe you come onto the forearms. It's important to keep a lengthening in your spine. So something you can do here is not look to the back of your mat, but look slightly forward in front of you. Two more breaths. Exhale, gently release. Send the left knee back to meet the right knee. Bring the knees together and circle the hips, half circles, taking right hip towards right wrist. Send the hips back, left hip towards left wrist. Shifting to one side, extend both legs out in front of you. And gently make your way all the way down onto your back. Taking any movement that the body needs before coming into your Shavasana. Allow the body to be supported here and stay as long as you need to. Thank you for joining me for Tonic.